And they said in their report that they're expecting their approval. The 180, yeah. Yeah. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to day 2 of Trading for Charity. My name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be with you all. Hopefully you all are doing well. If you guys can hear me out there, if you guys can see everything coming through fine for you, let me know in the chat there. As always, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, or if you've already been here for a while, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe. Welcome once again. Hold on one second, give me a moment. Give me one moment, be right back. All right, there we go. Sorry about the delays. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Jay. Stuart's tuning in from the UK. Hopefully you guys are all... Sorry I couldn't be there yesterday. Don't worry. I will definitely be there next Tuesday. So if you missed me there during Day Trading Tuesdays in the Jockey Club, I will be there next Tuesday, and we'll make sure we get things going, rocking and rolling once again. Good morning, Jim, Bob, Felix. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. For anybody tuning in for the very first time, I will give you a little insight on what Trading for Charity is. It's an event that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. With the holiday season coming up, what better time than now? Every single subscriber that we gain here on the YouTube channel, on the VectorVest YouTube channel, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So tell all your friends, tell all your family, tell them to make sure they go over to the VectorVest YouTube channel, subscribe, like the channel, so that way VectorVest has to put up more money for us, so that way we can donate it. The whole purpose of what we're going to be doing here today, or doing for the next month, is teaching you all how to become financially independent through the use of the stock market. We're going to be doing some day trades, some swing trades, and really anything in between. We're going to be doing more speculative to aggressive trading. Hey, Bishoy Morse, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how to trade. We're going to be doing some live trading, going over some stocks, talking about different stocks here. And during all this, we're going to be raising money to donate to a charity here, where we're going to be actually not donating the money, but we're going to actually be going out, buying the toys, and then delivering them in person. Glenn Tompkins and myself are going to be delivering them in person and giving them to the kids that may be having a hard time this holiday season, that, you know, bring a little cheer to their holiday season. And Jay's already coming in with the $25 super chat. Thank you very much, Jay. Everybody show Jay some love in the chat there. Chats or super chats are not, I'm not going to ever ask you for them, but any super chat that does come in during these Trading for Charity events will be going towards the total final to help out with the donations that we get at the very end of the session, or end of the month here. And then Mora's coming in with the $4.99 super chat. Everybody show Mora some love. Thank you very much, Mora. Appreciate that. Greatly appreciate all the super chats coming in so far. Let's keep it going. Today, or actually yesterday, we had an awesome time. We did a few trades. We have one swing trade that's still sitting on the books right now. We had a day trade, got out quickly, so that way didn't really go anywhere. Voided that. And portfolio we'll take a look at here in a second, but not doing too bad so far. Cloud, unfortunately that doesn't work. We have a soul, or so we track the number of the subscribers, and we have a set number that we're going to be reaching there to base it off of there. But I like where your head's at. I like that idea. Also, as always, every single Trading for Charity stream that we do here over the next month, we will be doing a live giveaway. So the giveaway, you'll have to be here. We're going to be doing it in a little bit. The code that you're going to have to type into the chat will be TFC Trading for Charity. So TFC, you don't have to spam it right now, but eventually we will. When I tell you guys, we'll be, you guys can start typing that all in, and we'll make sure we get a lucky winner here today. So if you want to win a special prize, make sure to be here. You have to be live, or you have to be here with us to be able to win. So I want to throw that out there as well. All right, so let's go ahead, start to take a look at the market, start to take a look at what's going on, and then maybe find some trades, maybe find some different opportunities to make some money here for ourselves. Because while, yes, we want to definitely help raise money for a good cause here over the next month, we also want to help everybody out there learn how to become financially independent through the use of the stock market. This is something that our founder, Dr. DeLito, said time and time again. Every single Christmas party, I've been here for about 10 years now, every single Christmas party, Dr. DeLito would make that comment of the whole purpose of learning how to use the software is to become financially independent through the use of the stock market, so that way we don't have to work for him anymore. That was always his ongoing joke. Well, I've been a firm believer of that. Hey, Thomas is coming in with the $25 super chat. Thank you, Thomas. Everybody, show Thomas some love. Appreciate that, Thomas. But I've always been a firm believer of that, and that's really been my mission ever since I heard it the first year I started working here, is not only for our clients, our support and the people who work here to learn how to become financially independent, but we also want you guys out there, our customers, our clients, to learn how to become financially independent through the use of the stock market. So as always, make sure to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Share this with all your friends, share this with all your family, tell them to get on board, tell them to come hang out and learn how to make money in the stock market. Hey, Jim's coming in with the $10 super chat. You're welcome, Jim. Thank you for that. Everybody, as always, anytime you ever see anybody showing up in the chat that's donating to help out for the good cause, make sure to show them some love in the chat there as well. All right, let's go ahead, jump right into it here today. So right now, we're 3 ticks into the yellow. The markets are wishy-washy. We're still in the red a little bit. The Dow's down a little bit. NASDAQ's down about 0.5%. S&P 500 is down about 0.1%. VectorVest Composite down about 0.33%. We see those 3 yellow lights across the board. We still have an up situation in the primary wave. So our short-term or weekly trend of the market is still in the green. So therefore, if we're going to be trading on a short-term aggressive standpoint, probably going to be favoring the upside, but we definitely want to see the market improving a little bit as well. Coming in with the Glenism. Appreciate that, Mark. All right, so with that, let's go ahead. Jump right into the portfolio first and foremost. So we have the portfolio here. We have DRIP still sitting in here. That was one of the contra ETFs we got into yesterday before we ended the session or ended the stream. But as you can see, back in the green, the portfolio overall up just shy of 1%. The overall portfolio value is up about 0.1%. Since we only have one of our positions, we only have 1/5 of our portfolio in these positions. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be evenly dollar weighting our portfolio to make sure that we don't get into any tricky situations and that we don't have any issues with our portfolio. You know, VectorVest has always been about managing your portfolio properly, and that requires good money management skills. And one of the money management skills that we talk about is evenly dollar weighting your positions. We've seen it time and time again. I think every instructor here, along with myself, has seen this at least, 20 times over the last 5 years at least, where somebody gets into that situation where they keep cost averaging down in a position. Next thing they know, they're all in on one stock and their portfolio is down significantly, and that stock doesn't really look like it's coming back, and that can really wreak havoc on your portfolio. So because of that, if we evenly dollar weight our positions, one position won't overpower any other position. So it keeps our portfolio afloat, keeps it on the right side of things. And Carrie's coming in with a new subscriber. Appreciate that, Carrie. Welcome to the VV Nation. Hopefully you're doing well this morning. So that's why you see it here. That's why we evenly dollar weight, because it allows us to manage our portfolio properly and doesn't allow one trade to cause havoc in our portfolio. Robert, you already read my mind. I was definitely going to be talking about that here today, but I'm loving that right now. Looking forward to talking about that one. All right, so there's our portfolio right now. We'll keep this going for the time being. We'll take a look at the chart, see if we notice anything in a little bit. But so far, portfolio's in the green. Great way to start week 1 of trading for charity here. All right, real fast, let's go ahead. Jump into the viewers and take a look at our watch list that we started yesterday. And Robert's coming in with the $20 super chat. Appreciate that, Robert. Thank you very much. That's going to all go towards a great cause. So thank you very much, everybody. As always, show Robert some love in the chat there. Okay, so here's the stocks that we had yesterday. These are stocks that you guys put out yesterday and that we were taking a look at. So let's go ahead, pull up the graphs, and go through them here real fast. We'll go, let's say 3-month. And looking at Nvidia. So Nvidia, we were worried about yesterday's candlestick. It was showing a lot of bearishness. We seem to be holding, though, that line in the sand we drew yesterday at 297.80 roughly. As you can see, we did dip below that, but coming back and now holding right at that level. So therefore, things are still looking good. They're weak, but overall, we see a decent opportunity here if we can hold above that 297 level by the end of the day today. Let's go take a look at the next one. Tesla. So Tesla seems to be rebounding. Looks like a lot of people are buying that dip once it broke down below 1,000 marker here today. And so far been rocking and rolling back higher here. Let's go to the next, ASO. ASO still struggling to break that resistance at 42.27. APP moving higher after yesterday's action, pulled back a little bit, but coming back. Markets have been pulling back, so of course we're seeing a lot of these stocks pulling back here today, but overall, not a bad place to be. PayPal's still moving lower. Overall, really hasn't gained a whole lot of ground, still staying in oversold territory, so they're going to be staying away from PayPal for today. FNGD, this is one we talked about yesterday. We saw a nice pop yesterday with Tesla moving lower. We were waiting to see if the 3 and 8 can turn positive. So if we can start to move higher here on FANG or FNGD, the triple leverage inverse on the FANG, this could be a decent opportunity to jump on board with. What is prudent to do regarding anticipated dreaded market severe downturn correction? So Dr. J, glad you're here. Welcome. That's a great question. So with that, with being a VectorVest subscriber, you never have to worry about, when that market downturn is going to occur, because as always, VectorVest does that nightly recap for you Monday through Friday, where we talk about what's going on in the market today. What are some of the longer term trends? What are the headlines that we need to be aware of? What kind of news should we know that could have an impact on the next day's trading day? So therefore, we'll make sure you never get caught off guard by any major severe decline in the market. We've done that consistently for over 30 years, which is really what separates us compared to anybody else out there, is our track record and the fact that we've been around longer than 99% of the other competition, if you want to call it that, here. So yeah, you can feel comfortable, take advantage while these uptrends last. But if VectorVest, if you see us talking about some potential weakness or some downturn maybe coming, we'll make sure you have plenty of advance notice to take appropriate action in your portfolio. All right, so FNGD hasn't broken the 3 and the 8 yet. Stochastics are starting to rise. DPO is starting to rise, but we need to see the 3 and the 8 turn positive to get that opportunity on that one. UPST. So somebody was asking about this one yesterday. They were saying, the earnings call coming up. What were we noticing? What are we worried about? And well, here we go. Here's the results of their earnings. I believe it was down 18%, if I recall correctly. And you can see it gap down. We're barely able to hold above that line there. And Steve's coming in with the $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you could be here today. And thank you for helping the cause. So what we see is a drop below that level of support. We were talking about this support resistance zone right around 337 to share. Well, we were noticing price was moving higher, DPO was moving lower, noticing that bearish divergence. And then we had the earnings recall last night. Things weren't as great, stock drop. That's where we're at right now. You can see strong volume here as well. Also, a tall upper wick. So we can see what this candle is showing us is that people tried to buy that dip essentially right at the very beginning of the session here today. They weren't comfortable with it. You saw a lot of people protecting their profits, and now we're trading back in that lower 50% of the range here today, giving us signs of weakness and showing that, a reversal or that gap being filled is most likely going to be delayed for the time being. Taking a look at the next one, KPLT. This is one that we were looking at yesterday. We saw the potential break above that resistance level right here at $5.50 a share. Well, yesterday we held above that point, but today we did not get any follow through. In fact, we broke below that support resistance zone and starting to sell off, moving lower here. So therefore, we don't have that follow through we were looking for. So we're going to hold off on this one here today. All right. Now, as Cody talked about earlier, I want to add one of the stocks that we've been talking about for quite some time here in the Jockey Club. We've talked about it in our hot stocks that we do every night. We've talked about it in some of the videos we have here on our YouTube channel. We've done a lot of content about it, and that is a stock, Senseonics Holdings, SENS. So this is one I will go ahead and upfront say it. I personally hold this stock, so I am quite biased to that. But I know a lot of people here do own Senseonics. It's a pretty decent company. They had earnings report last night, and I was watching after hours after the earnings report, and it made me feel a little worried. But today we saw a nice blast off. People were buying that dip, and Senseonics is looking pretty good here today. Up about 12% so far. Hit a high of about 428, pulling back a little bit right now. Let's go ahead, take a look at the graph together. So we'll pull up the stock graph. On an intraday perspective, we see a nice run here. Here's that 428 high that we mentioned earlier. Pulled back a little bit, consolidating. Let's see if we can get another blast off to a new high. Looking at the DPO, this is something I talk about quite a lot. DPO also hit a new high when price hit a new high, giving confirmation of that, which is exactly what you want to see. Tells us the bulls still are clearly in the lead. Now, I want to zoom out a little bit here as well while we talk about this one. Some of the things that we've been looking at. Let's delete that. And I know a lot of you guys are going to enjoy this out there. One of the things I've been primarily focusing on with this was Senseonics. You have a nice support floor here, or a nice trend line showing a higher lows pattern here. But you've also been experiencing lower highs overall. So what do we call that? Let me know what we call that here. Let's see. I'm waiting for everybody to to call it out in chat there. All right, there we go. So yes, the Wedgeinator is back. We have a wicked wedge, which is a consolidation pattern. It's a pattern where you see lower highs and higher lows. And essentially the best way to think about it is like a spring or a coil that you're just, tightening and tightening and tightening until eventually it gets so tight and it breaks out of that consolidation and then it explodes. Well, we had the consolidation breaking out here today on a decent volume day as well. DPO confirming that move. You had good earnings. In the earnings report, they also announced that one of their major products that we've been waiting to hear approved by the FDA. It's been kind of pushed to the side with the emergency approvals that the FDA has been doing. But they announced that things are looking good with that, and they should hopefully have the FDA approval within the next couple of months. So hopefully by the end of the year, when that gets released, it's already out in Europe. There's already been a lot of clinical or university studies on it. When that gets released, we could definitely expect to see a nice pop again with that news there. Also with Senseonics, I remember just a few weeks ago, it was talking about Morgan Stanley has a massive position in this. They've been building it up all last quarter, and money goes where money grows, right? And that's what we're seeing with Senseonics. So I like seeing that. They were expected to have a negative 6 cents earnings per share as of last night. They came in with a positive 10-cent earnings per share. Missed a little bit on revenues, just slightly, but not much to really cause too much concern. And we can see the news has definitely helped pushing this stock higher here today. So on the breakout, yes, one day doesn't make a trend. You'll hear us say it time and time again here at VectorVest. So yes, today is that breakout day. Things are looking pretty good. There's still some time left in the market to, for situations to change, but so far, so good. Also, after the breakout, you want to see the confirmation. If you're looking to take a more prudent approach on entering into SCNS, if you're interested in it on your own, the more prudent approach is waiting not for the breakout day, but for the confirmation day or that follow through day. So while today is the breakout day, tomorrow will be more telling, where we can see either it continue to rise or maybe it pulls back, retests that upper part of the wedge, and then bounces off there. Cody's saying, still waiting for FDA approval for the 3-month implant. In 2 months will be approved, then moved on to the 6-month implant, etc. Hedge funds are buying now, and more important, medical coverage for implants is growing finally. Exactly. And they seem to be doing the right things. And once that 180 day comes in, I expect to see another push higher. There's a lot of expectations of around a $6 price target. So even at $4, that's still about a 30% increase roughly from where we're at, which is definitely a nice profit potential there. So yeah, Senseonics definitely looking good. I like what we're seeing. And so far, if you haven't heard about this one, make sure to check out some of the videos we've done. But this is one you should definitely keep on your radar here. All right. Let's go back to it. Let's go ahead into our graphs real quick. We definitely want to keep an eye on our drip position. We don't want to let that get out of hand. And so far, volume seems to be lightening up a little bit. You do have price moving sideways. DPO is picking up. It's just moving overall, just trending back and forth between overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. So really no major moves that we're noticing on this one. Now, I definitely don't want to let a gain turn into a loss. So if we get back to those highs of 465, I may consider just taking some of the profit off the table, because once again, you can never go broke taking a profit. And that's one thing that a lot of people forget. Once they see a gain, they think, oh, this is going to continue to go. And they never take that profit soon enough. And by the time they finally start to consider taking profits, it's pulling back and they end up giving a lot of it away. So we're going to make sure we lock profit in with this stock. And if it gets to that point here in the middle of the day, I'll definitely be looking at taking some profit here. All right. So that's our trade that we have currently on the board. Let's go ahead and take a look, see if we can find some day trade opportunities. Also, Easy is asking, how do you donate? So Easy, right below where you just commented in the chat, you'll see an icon that has a dollar sign there right next to the smiley face. You can click on that. That's how you get the super chat to show up at the very top of the screen right there. Also, we had a decent number of subscribers yesterday, new subscribers, but I want to see if we can hit 50 new subscribers by the end of the stream here today. I will let you guys pick what stock I get into here. Mark's coming in with $100 super chat. Man, thank you, Mark. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. That's twice in a row. You guys blew away my expectations for the first day yesterday, and you guys are crushing it here today. So, Mark, thank you very much. Once again, everybody, show Mark some love for that $100 super chat. Man, kids are going to have a great holiday, and you guys are all making it possible. So thank you once again for everybody being here, everybody tuning in, everybody donating. If you don't have money to donate, that's fine. I'm not asking for that. All you have to do is simply subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, or tell your friend, who's not subscribed to the channel to go subscribe, and that also counts. And VectorVest will make a donation for you on your behalf. So thank you very much once again, everybody. Continue to show Mark some love. Really appreciate that, Mark. All right, let's get in here. Let's see if we can find a decent day trade. Yesterday, we looked at some candidates, but nothing really was looking that great. The markets were lower. You had Tesla that was messing everything up. And now let's see if we can find some better opportunities, some better setups, instead of trying to force something through like we tried to do yesterday. Once again, though, it was all for entertainment purposes. Can't really complain about that. All right, so let's see. RNTX looking good. Moving lower, though. Probably going to pass on that for the time being. Ooh, ATPI. ATPI looks interesting. One thing I will say, on a short-term basis, you have higher highs, lower highs here. Also, we look at this candle. If we zoom in a little bit, actually, I'll just do this. Take out the freehand line. Zoom in. We have a lot of weakness showing here at that high. A lot of selling pressure. Looking at volume. We talked about volume quite a lot yesterday. Whenever you see strong volume like that, relative to what it's been trading at, that tells you need to focus on that candle. When we look at that candle, we see a lot of weakness and it's starting to get followed through here. Okay, so Joey just announced. We have 5 minutes. So the drawing for today will be at 12 o'clock. So in 5 minutes, you guys can all start right now. Start spamming TFC in the chat for your opportunity to win the prize here today. And Barbara also coming in with the $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Barbara. We truly appreciate that. And we look forward for, going out, getting the toys and donating them as well. And speaking of that, we do have, if you haven't already, or if you haven't seen it, if you go to our YouTube page, in the community section, actually, let me just go ahead, pull that up here. So here, let me go find our page, your channel. So under the community section, we have a poll going on. Where is it? Here we go. So we have a poll going on right now. Where are we going to be donating the toys that we collect from this charity event? And this is up to you guys. We're leaving it in your hands. Right now, it's a pretty close race between Levine's Children's Hospital or splitting it 50-50 between Levine's Children's Hospital and Toys for Tots. So make sure if you guys haven't voted, I'm going to keep this open until next Tuesday. So our next stream next week, the first stream of the week next week. And we'll continue to get your guys' opinions. It's up to you guys. Make sure if you haven't already seen this or if you haven't already voted, head over to the community section of our page and you can vote and get your voice heard on where we donate the toys that we're going to be collecting here. Live, another investor site ad is using VectorVest Live. So no, Steve, we should be good on that. Don't worry. We keep a pretty close eye on that one. It should be okay. Don't worry. All right. So just wanted to point that out. It's up to you. Whoo! Easy coming in with the $300 super chat here today. Absolutely blowing everything out of the water. Wow. Easy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm absolutely speechless right now. I never thought I'd see a $300 super chat. Easy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The kids are going to greatly appreciate all of your guys' donations here. Once again, I can't stress it enough. You guys are phenomenal. I love the VV Nation, the community that we built. Thank you. All right. Yeah. I think, yeah, I'm really am speechless right now. Thank you. But don't forget, as always, we have about 2 more minutes left. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure type in TFC in the chat there. That way you can get signed up to win our giveaway that we have here today. Yeah, make sure to do that. All right. So ATPI, we noticed the weakness. Look what we're seeing here, folks. Starting to sell off. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. UBX. Seeing weakness here. So probably going to pass on that one. Move on to the next one for the time being. MCRB. A lot of selling pressure coming into these highs. Reversal coming in here. Going to be careful on that one. You know, we don't want to chase a trade. We want to let the trade come to us. And that's what we're really looking for here today. So I'm going to continue to go through some of these. And if you guys have stocks, as always, if you guys have stocks you want to see analyzed, make sure to let me know in the chat. And if you're having an issue trying to chat, if you're tuning in and you can't chat right now, that's because we do have it on subscriber only. Every time or anytime a new subscriber subscribes, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So make sure if you want to chat and you want to see your own stocks analyzed, subscribe so that way you can join in on the awesome community that we have here. Become part of VV Nation. Nabil coming in with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you for that, Nabil. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, for all your support here today. I missed one comment. Since they have phase 3 on the way. Interesting. So there you go. Even more news, even more great news for Since helping that stock price continue to rise here. Let's see. So we have one stock coming in, BA. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Analyze it together here. Tanner, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. First time watching. Glad you could make it here today. So let's see. BA, MRVL. Let's see. What else do we have? AMD. AMD. I don't want to miss anybody else's. PHE. And let's see, any other ones? And Joey in the background announced we do have a winner. Asif, if you are here, let us know in the comment or let us know in the chat. Asif, you are the lucky winner here today. You have to be here though to claim it. Let us know where you at. CPRX. BLDR, FLGT, we'll take a look at that one. Asif is here. So Asif, send us an email at connect@vectorvest.com, and we can make sure we get that all set up there for you. And then FLGT, I saw that coming in. It's a little bit later, so let's go ahead and get that there. FLGT, there we go. All right, so Boeing. Boeing is having a phenomenal day here. Nice steady run, bottom left to upper right, just coming off a fresh new high at 225.68. SK, I like what you're doing with that one. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know, today's giveaway, I got a little distracted. Today's giveaway, we're going to give another Tampa 2-day or free access to the Tampa 2-day event that we have coming up in January. So Asif will be winning access to that course. It's a 2-day event, hence 2-day, Tampa 2-day. But it's a 2-day event where we cover literally everything and teaching you the proper ways to manage your portfolio, make money in the market, and truly understand the VectorVest system. Plus, it's our biggest event of the year. We do a lot of sneak peeks on things that are going to be coming out that are going to be released for 2022. So it's a great event. We love seeing everybody out there every year. Unfortunately, the last year or so, we haven't been able to do the live or actually in person. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to actually be able to get to that this time. And it's going to be a good time to be able to see people face to face again, finally. So, and if you can't attend in person, you can get access to the online live stream of it. So it's up to you, whichever is easiest for you, you will have access to make sure that you can attend there. All right, so BA looking good. I like what we're seeing with that one. Let's see what else we have. So on a longer term trend, let's zoom out a little bit. On a longer term trend, Boeing has been in a steady decline for quite some time. But looking at it here, we seem to be consolidating right around the upper part of that downtrend line. And if we can get follow through, if we can break out, get out of this consolidation or sideways move over the last 3 days, that could definitely be a strong sign. So what we're looking for is a breakout above 220, basically 227. All right, that's what we see with Boeing. Let's move on to the next. AMD. So AMD, a lot of these tech-heavy stocks have been selling off the last couple of days. As we've been talking about here at VectorVest, the NASDAQ or tech stocks have really been the strong suit of the market over the last, really since this whole last year. Look at Amazon or AMD, for example. It's gone from about $80 a share a year ago up to a high of 144, just shy of 160. So it's doubled in the course of about 12 months. That's a huge rise in a very short period of time, especially, with all the current situations that we have going on. So yeah, what goes up that fast, you will also see come down that fast as well. So no surprise seeing it pulling back right now. Now, where could we expect to see it pull back to? Let's go ahead, and I'm not going to get into the, how all of it's calculated, but let's take a look at Fibonacci, see if we can get an idea. Actually, I would need to change. Let's go ahead and bring that point here. There we go. And so now we've broken past the 78.6. Look for it to be around the 61.8 level. Let's see where that level is. Right around 134.5 roughly. If it comes back down all the way to this level, 125, then that's the time that, if it hits that point, that's time to load up. Interestingly enough, you see it capitulate right around that 61.8 level, blasted past that 78.6, which typically doesn't become too strong there. And so yeah, right now 125.34 would definitely be a decent opportunity to look for here. All right, so we've got that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next. PFE, Pfizer gapped up, moving higher, breaking past yesterday's high. I like where this is trading at. This looks like a decent opportunity. This would be one I wouldn't be too upset with adding to the portfolio. But once again, if we can hit 50 new subscribers during the course of this stream here today, you guys will get to choose the stock I enter into for the swing trade of what we're going to add to our position here. So Make sure, get as many people as you can. Share this out on all your socials. Get everybody in here. Let's get at minimum 50 new subscribers here today. And that way you guys get to pick what stock I get into. Hopefully you guys take it easy on me. Don't pick the worst stock out there, but I will leave it in your guys' hands. All right, let's see what else we have. MRVL. Steel Phone coming in as a new subscriber. Thank you for that, Steel Phone. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to VV Nation. Glad you can be part of it here. So MRVL rocking and rolling here today, or rocking and rolling over the course of the last year. Nice steady rise. You can see an accelerated rise out of this breakout above 67 even, we'll call it. Pulling back a little bit over the course of the last day or two. But after that substantial rise, the 3-8 are still positive. There's not a lot of weakness that we see so far. Stochastic still shows we're in overbought territory. We know that we can stay in overbought territory for quite some time. DPO also rocking and rolling. So everything's looking pretty good with this one. Let's go to the next one. BLDR gapping up, moving higher. I like what we're seeing with that one. I want to see it pass that new high, 68.92. I want to see it break 69 to really get confirmation that it'll continue to run. But this is a good learning opportunity here for everybody. If it gaps up like this, this is a very strong sign. When it gaps up to a new 1-year high, this is something that is called, well, the blog that I originally found it from is called the Wishing Wealth blog, and it's called a green line breakout. So a stock that gaps up to a new fresh 1-year high tends to continue to run on substantial runs for long periods of time. Tesla exhibited this pattern. Microsoft exhibited this pattern. Amazon back in the day. A lot of the big tech stocks that we now know as common household names all exhibited this pattern at some point. I remember specifically Tesla back in 2012, I believe it was, when it broke that $40 mark. That was when we had, that was when that green line breakout occurred. And just by a yes or no, how many of you would like to have bought in Tesla back at $40 a share, 10 years ago now at this point? All right, so Boulder, if you're going to play a stock like this though, let's zoom in. The way you would follow this, you'd put a line in the sand at the low of the gap up here. So we're looking at 64.61, and what you're waiting to see though is breakout above that 69 level. Now, if you wanted to take a little bit more aggressive approach, you could, get in now, get in a little bit below that resistance, and if it breaks past, then you're good. You have a little bit more gain, you have a little bit more cushion room. But if it breaks here, the 64.61 level or 64.62, that's your line in the sand to dump it, because if it breaks past that point, you have a 90% chance that it's going to fill that gap and it's going to come back down to the 60 level, and nobody wants to sit through that. So I see a lot of yeses and a lot of yeahs coming through for wanting to buy Tesla at $40 a share many, many, many years ago. I agree. Maybe extra off will do like Tesla. Maybe. So with extra off, the one thing I'm waiting to see, or something I'm sitting back kind of observing, is with that news on the Detroit facility that they're building, Felix, I'm waiting to see if who's going to be their first customer, if you will, and who's going to be the announcement. Is it going to be Ford? Is it going to be GM? Whoever does that, is it going to be Tesla? Is Tesla going to come in and become their first major customer, first major auto manufacturer customer? Whoever it is will be light years ahead of the competition at that point. So that's going to be the interesting thing. It's going to be, a lot of the big major manufacturers all fighting for it at that point. So I'm waiting to see who exactly is going to be the first there. Let's go to CP. Oh, delete that. Ford stock is rocking too. Yeah, Ford stock is not doing too shabby. CPRX. Yeah, I mean, what can you say to that you can't like about this? It's been steadily rising from bottom left to upper right. On a short-term basis, though, you've had a quick V to a new high. You have DPO hitting a lower high, showing that as we just hit that fresh high here today, momentum is waning and there's more downside risk and upside potential right now. So be careful with this one. First big automotive announcement will be VW. Oh, I really hope it's not Volkswagen. Anybody remember the Volkswagen debacle from many years ago even? I really hope that that's not the case. But seeing how big of a push they're pushing for U.S. manufacturing and U.S. presence, I would find it hard to believe that a German manufacturer is going to come in and be their first client. I could be wrong. I'll admit it if I'm wrong, but I find it hard to believe on that one. All right. So CPRX. Careful on this one, though, because we do have a bearish divergence starting to form. So cautious. FLGT had a great run a while ago. If I'm not mistaken, they had some report coming out, basically a short and distort, and they've had a hard time getting their stock price up until that really settles, until they can disprove it or show counterpoints to it. We're gonna see it just moving sideways. So until we see a breakout, gonna be staying away because money. This is more of a loss of opportunity rather than a loss of capital at this stage. So that's where I stand on that one. All right, taking a look. Where did this come from? Oh, we were looking at this earlier from one of our selections there. One of our, here we go, daily boomers. That's where it came from. All right, so drip, rocking and rolling, getting close to that fresh high. Volume is definitely lightening up. We had a great run earlier this morning, but now we're just seeing a lack of interest into this one. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're up 2.61%, up over 1% on the portfolio for the day. I may just take my profit. We have a green portfolio, can't go broke taking profits and move on. Because let's look at the end of day trend on drip as well. Let's see how that volume is showing here today. So volume is pretty light relative to what we've been seeing. Now, one of the reasons I liked what I was seeing yesterday, even though we're getting close, we closed right around that line in the sand we put in yesterday. One thing that I did notice, jumping back to it, look at this low here right before the market closed. I'll zoom in. And this is something I was watching towards the close of the day. So 3:50, 10 minutes before the market closed. You see extremely strong buying volume coming in, and looking at what it was doing most of the day, that was definitely a early sign that big money knows something that retail doesn't. So that's why even though it was trading right around that level, I just said, you know what? We'll wait to see the morning, and glad we did, because this position has definitely been a nice help to the portfolio here so far. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at some of the other stocks you guys have requested. So Ford, FINV. Let's see what else. QS. We'll take a look at that one. All right, so Ford has been rocking and rolling for quite some time. We're seeing some weakness here today so far. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And what we see is a nice steady rise. We had the breakout here, nice steady rise. Seeing some weakness. We see stronger volume relative to what it's been trading at. So it tells us to focus on that candle. What we see is some selling pressure off of that high. And now today getting some weakness here as well. If we have the 3 and the 8, if you're waiting for the 3 and the 8, 3 and the 8 are still positive. So that's a good sign. Stochastics are still in overbought territory. So that's a good sign. Nothing to worry about right now for that. So if you've been in it, you have a nice gain, you have some wiggle room. You may wait for the 3 and the 8 or keep an eye on stochastics, see if this plays out or see if this starts to reverse. But for right now, we definitely see some potential weakness coming in on that high, maybe a temporary pullback. All right. Hey, Chris, thank you for tuning in here today. Glad you can make it. Okay, Robbie wants to take a look at LPX. Let's go ahead, take a look at LPX here in a second. Let's go ahead, finish the rest of these. Let's go 6 months. FINV. So FINV had a pretty strong sell-off coming in through the summer months. Seems to be forming a floor right now where we're moving sideways. Let's go ahead, use our horizontal lines here. So you have some support right at 545 roughly. Now you do have resistance here right around 665 roughly. You hit it once, or you had the support once, then broke below support, now trading as resistance, tested resistance once, twice, 3 times, and this is the 4th time. I need to see it break that point before I pull the trigger on that one. QS. QS has been rocking and rolling. So QS has been on a run, a substantial run over the course of the last couple of weeks. You do see it pulling back a little bit. What moves up parabolic can definitely move down parabolically as well, so be careful. But the 3 indicator positive, it's still in overbought territory. DPO is being confirmed. I don't mind the look here on this one. It's definitely a volatile play, but has potential there. And then LPX, and then let's see what else we can find. ATEN and LPX, ATEN, and DOGZ. Okay, so let's go find them here. All right, let's see what we have on these. So LPX moving sideways right now. You've had some moves higher and lower, but overall over the course of the last 6 months, you're pretty flat. Looking at the DPO, you're hitting lower highs, also lower lows. So even as price throughout this channel has been, actually delete that. Even though price has been, got to pick the right one first and foremost. Price has been moving slightly higher. Look at the same time frames. DPO's moving lower, setting us up for that bearish divergence, waiting for some type of confirmation, whether it be a candlestick formation or something that gives us signs that, the downturn is coming. Right now, I wouldn't be buying it. I also wouldn't be shorting it. If you're already into it, make your own decision plan your trade and trade your plan. So that's what we see with that one right now. ATN gapped up, broke below the low of that gap up candle. Probability tells us that it will fill this gap before it starts to move higher. So be careful with ATEN. And then DOGZ, been rocking and rolling, was on a nice steady run, but you're seeing a lot of weakness here. Look at the selling volume coming in. Volume is relative. This volume is higher relative to what it's been trading at. What is the candle showing there? A lot of selling pressure. Be very, very careful on this one as well. All right, let's go back. I want to see if we can get a day trade here today. We've had some decent trades so far. Let's see if we can get a day trade lined up to make some money on here. And also, while we're taking a look at some of these, make sure, tell all your friends, share this out, get people in here. If we can hit 50 subscribers or 50 new subscribers during this stream, you guys will be able to pick what stock I add to the portfolio as a swing trade. So I'm leaving my fate up to you guys. If you want to pick what stock, make sure to text all your friends, text all your family, tell them to come join the chat, come join the stream. And so that way you guys get to pick what stock we add to the portfolio. All right. ATP saw the weakness. That's exactly why we stayed away from it there. MCRB, if we can break past the high, volume is still staying fairly consistent, not the greatest, waning a little bit as this sideways move kicks in. If we can break past the high though, that would be a decent look here. Let's put that line of sand or that level of resistance. 907 is what we're looking for there. UBX, not right now, not buying that dip for the time being. Let's see, going through them. Swim is actually looking fairly consistent. Nice steady pattern of higher highs, higher lows. VALN, not enough liquidity and not enough movement there. STRN, seeing a huge spike in volume, but what you see in the past is most likely what you're going to get in the future. When nobody was trading this, and then all of a sudden you see a random spike in volume, check the news, make sure that there's something there that can actually be of substance to make the stock rise. Because typically when you see a random pop like this and it wasn't trading before that point, that tends to point towards like a pump and dump throughout the day. So be careful of a look like that. Archie is saying, joined a little, can please display the portfolio again for today? Sure. So right now we only have one stock in the portfolio. Let me run through these real quick just to make sure we don't miss anything. I want to see if there's any stocks that are looking strong right now. If not, We'll jump right into it. IMMP, not bad. Volume's pretty light though. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look, go into the Robo Trader. Right now, about 1/3% on the portfolio as a whole since we started it yesterday. Our one holding right now is Drip, and we're up 2.65% so far here in the portfolio. Let's go ahead, jump back into the Unisearch, rerun it, looking for some potential candidates. One thing I want to check is the homepage. What are the major indices doing? Dow is down just shy of 0.2%. NASDAQ still down about 0.6. S&P down about 0.2. VectorVest Composite down about 1/4%. Looking at the advanced declines, typically we want to see a 2-to-1 bias in one way or the other. Right now we're only seeing a 0.77 ratio, so not really where we want to be here today. Telling us that, if we're going to be trading, if we're going to be doing a day trade, we need to be very picky on what we get into. So MCRB, this is one that we were looking at. Let's go ahead, add that to our main list. MCRB. Zooming in. There we go. So we had the breakout, strong volume. Let's go ahead, get a trade ticket ready just in case. And I showed you guys all the trade ticket yesterday. I'm doing this on the side so I can keep an eye on the chart. Let's go ahead, buy. Next. There we go. Pulled back a little bit, keeping an eye on it. I got the trade ticket ready. I'm keeping an eye on this candle, seeing if it can hold above that high there. Also keeping an eye on volume because we're getting very close to the end of this minute. Volume is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead. 9:15, right around where it's trading at right now. Let's go ahead and place it. Awesome. There we go. So the buy order has been sent through. Waiting for confirmation of that. Now, line in the sand, just in case the trade doesn't go our way, that's fine. Minimize any sort of a loss is the key. If it doesn't go your way, you want to cut your loss quickly so that way your winners can outperform and really help keep the portfolio going. So there we go. 9:15, I just got my buy order in. Here's my line in the sand at 9:09. So I know my downside risk is limited to 909. So the difference, which is 6 cents a share. 6 cents a share on a $9 stock is not a very big loss. So if it doesn't start running right out of the gate, then I will simply cut my loss and move on, keep the powder dry to put into another potential trading opportunity there. This is the whole key to being successful when you're day trading. So that's what we're looking for on that one. I'm going to pop out the Robo Trader here so that way I can keep an eye on it on a side menu here. Going back into my graphs. And looking good so far. So right now, up about 1/3%. Let's see if we can break past that previous high. Where is that high set here? William Long, TFC, so Trading for Charity. Yeah, appreciate that. Trading for Charity. So make sure to get the message out. Let everybody know. This is all to help out less fortunate kids. So the more people we get involved with this event, the better it's going to make the holiday season for a group of kids that may be having a hard time this year. So make sure to tell all your friends about it, especially coming up on the weekend. Make sure to tell all your friends and family about it. Talk about it. Let them know to join in, come hang out. Tell them they don't have to donate. All they want to do, if they want to learn how to become financially independent, is just come hang out and chat, get to talk with you guys, and be part of the VB Nation here. All right, so we have that high once again at 920. Right now, we're basically flat on the trade, giving us some time to develop. We have our line in the sand. You know what? I would even be more willing to move my line in the sand up to 911 or 912 roughly. You may be asking why I'm going to do this. Because we look here, look at these candles. At 9:12, you have a peak right here on this closing candle, touched right here, closed right here. So you have consolidation right around that 9:12 level. Therefore, making our loss even potentially smaller and maximizing your reward opportunity here. That's what we're looking for. Let's see if we can get it going. Be patient. Patience is a virtue, especially when trading. You have to give your trade some time to develop. Don't try to rush things. There we go. Starting to move up just shy of 1% so far. Continue to rock and roll. I like what we see here with this one. Let's keep an eye on the candles. Keep an eye on the charts. Make sure things continue to move in the right direction. Louise is saying TCF. So yeah, TCF, we did a giveaway earlier. We're going to be doing a giveaway every single live stream we do for Trading for Charity. We're doing a giveaway every single Tuesday and Wednesday during our Trading for Charity events. So if you missed out, if you guys got here a little late, missed out today, make sure to be here next Tuesday for our next Trading for Charity event, where we'll be doing another giveaway. So right now, what we're seeing is a lot of volume relative to what it's been trading at. Looking at the candle, I don't like what we're seeing with that pattern. Getting close. All right, keeping an eye on it. I'm going to get my trade ticket ready just in case. This next minute will be either confirmation or it will invalidate the weakness we saw from that high there. Either one. Let's go ahead, pay attention to it. See if we can break that 920 level again. Let's get back to a new high. That's what I want to see. Also, while I'm looking at it, we had strong volume on that minute, weaker volume on this minute. Tells me that the selling pressure that was coming in that drove it down to that support floor there at 912 was relatively weaker. But then again, we still have about 10 seconds left of the minute. If it closes below this point, simply close out, move on. But right now that 912 level is trying to hold as tight as it can. All right, there we go. Are we going to get follow through of the breakdown? Looks like we are. Let's go ahead. Be patient. Get it ready. All right. I'm following my chart here. Watching the candles. I'm putting in my orders. Looking at, yeah, so it is an overbought. It's starting to pull back a little bit. 905. Also, for anybody who's not familiar with me, I never like to use market orders just because of, especially this year alone, what we've seen with the market orders and seen the abuse of market orders. I definitely want to avoid that. So just keeping an eye. Let's see. Go. All right. Place in that order. Get back above. Watching it here. Right now, we're about 1.25%. So nothing worth worrying about right now. All right. Let me make sure that's all set. Update that because it was moving a little bit more. There we go. So 9, I put the order in at 9, should be getting filled any second now. Just waiting for that confirmation to go through. There we go. So 9, portfolio overall, still in the green. Let's go ahead and take a look at that trade together. You know, I'm willing to accept, hey, not every trade is going to be a winner, and that's fine. What we can learn is how to minimize our loss. 1.64%. Barely any movement to the downside. Portfolio still in the green. That's fine. Sometimes we're not going to win that, or we're not going to have a winning trade. Sometimes we're not going to knock it out of the park, and that is okay. I'd rather make sure that the portfolio stays in good standing And right now, we're definitely in that good standing, still staying in the green. So therefore, moving on, keep the powder dry. Let's find a different trade to get into. All right, so got that. Let's go take a look at Drip. Drip's hitting that new high here. I like seeing that. 466, continue. Just let it do its thing right now. Volume is definitely concerning, but overall, not bad. It's all about risk management. Exactly. And that's what, a lot of people out there, a lot of retail investors don't understand is risk management, and they get themselves in way more risk than they should, and that can destroy your portfolio. So I'd rather, if you learn anything, even if you don't have a successful trade, this is something my father taught me many years ago. Even if you don't have a successful trade, that doesn't make it a losing trade. As long as you learn from what you saw, then that can still be a winning trade for you. So risk management is what we're learning on that. Seeing that pattern there, seeing that breakdown, cutting our loss early, rather than sitting around and waiting and turning our trading plan into a plan of wishing and hoping. Ninja's coming in with a $25 super chat. Thank you, Ninja. Welcome. Glad you could make it here today. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's see what else we can find here. Let's go back to the Unisearch tool. One trade, don't get discouraged. Move on. Let's see what else we can find. All right, keeping an eye on it. Whew. At $3, it may be hard, but I like this as a potential short trade. May be hard to get it or to borrow it though. May not have the borrowing capabilities on that one. SWIM. No, not the volume I'm looking for. Thank you for the kind words, Ninja. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody, show Ninja some love. Ninja's somebody who's been here for quite some time. They continue to be an outstanding VV Nation supporter. So thank you, everybody. Continue to show him some love. Whoo! Enderpaul coming in with a $280 Canadian super chat. Enderpaul, thank you very much. Wow. You guys have absolutely blown away my expectations of what this event was going to be when I was coming up with it, creating it, coming up with the ideas. You guys have absolutely blown away my expectations. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do this without VV Nation and all you guys out there. So once again, thank you all for your continued support. Everybody, show Ninja, show Enderpaul some love. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Once again, I can't say how much you guys have made this event already. We're only in week 1. We've still got 3 more weeks of this, and you guys are absolutely crushing it out there. So once again, thank you all for everything you guys are doing here for the event. Let's go. Yeah, let's see some VV Nations in the chat there. If you guys are excited as I am, let's see the VV Nations flying through the chat. Let's get it going there. All right. Let's see. Why you guys are spamming the VV Nations. Let's see if we can find another trade. Get another opportunity here. Yell. Okay. There we go. Let's see those VV Nations coming in there. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So, Yell. Maybe not at this point. Volume is definitely a little concerning. Seeing a big spike, moving sideways, big spike, move sideways until the next one though. Let's go 6 month. Whoo-wee! Yell is looking phenomenal. Just going gangbusters here essentially over the last few days. Whew, anybody in Yell? That one is not looking too shabby. I must admit. Let's see. All right, get out of here. Let's go ahead, jump into, actually, price volume. Let's take a look at a few other ones. Let's see, price volume winners. VV Nation, exactly. Thank you all. Thank you. VV Nation, you guys are amazing. And once again, we could not do this without you guys. So thank you all for tuning in here today. thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you guys for all the donations that is going to go towards a great cause. And once again, it's up to you guys to figure out where you want to see the donations end up going to. Either Levine's Children's Hospital, Toys for Tots, or split it 50-50. That's up to you guys. Make sure to head over to the community section after the stream today and go vote. Get your voices heard if you haven't already. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at some of these. Also, if you are here, you're brand new, you're hanging out in the background, that's okay. It's okay to be a lurker. I get it. I'm that person sometimes too. But make sure, smash that subscribe button, like it, share this video out. Let's continue to grow this cause. Let's get this cause going. Let people know what we're doing here, so that way we can make this holiday season the best possible season for kids that are going through a tough time right now. So thank you guys. Let's keep this momentum going. This has been amazing. All right, so Pub Swim. We've looked at some of these RNG, seeing a lot of similar ones here. JXN. Let's see, where do we have the setup at? Support, you're breaking through that support. 3041. All right, let's see. So a 1 in chat if you guys want me to pull the trigger. 2 in chat if you guys don't. Leaving this one up to you guys. My fate is in your guys' hands. Should we take the JXN? You saw some weakness here, but it continued to move higher, invalidating that weakness. Seeing some weakness here. Are we going to invalidate that? I'm leaving this up to you guys. 1 for yes, 2 for no. You guys like this setup or no? 2, Mark saying no. Okay. Got 1 vote for no. All right. A few votes for no. All right. Moving on then. There's MCRB. Too much hair on that last candle. Yeah, I agree. But I want you guys to know that your input definitely has an impact here for what we do. So, I want to make sure you guys get to participate and get to interact and hang out and enjoy yourselves as well. So, if you guys, as always, if you guys have trades, I want to make sure I see a lot of new people tuning in. So if you guys are brand new and you have trades that you want to see, make sure to let me know in the chat there as well. I'd be glad to analyze those for you guys. All right, so BTB, you had a really big push all of a sudden out of nowhere. Let's go check the news on that one. BTB, let's see. Regains compliance, so not any news coming through on this one, at least right now. BTB breaking news. Economic Times. Not seeing anything here. Just a bunch of spam on that one. Okay. So $1.89. Whew. This could be a volatile one. I like trading these. So anybody who knows me knows I like trading these aggressive speculative plays. This could be an interesting one. I'll keep this up for the time being. I'm focused on the setup right now. You had a big run up, pulled back. Let's see what it can do. Chinese stock. I don't typically like to trade Chinese stocks, but I do like seeing the pullback and then the buying pressure here starting to run. The 3-8 are still positive. I'm keeping an eye on it though. I'm seeing what is going to come out of this one. BTB, we'll add it to the main screen. Let's go ahead back over here. Drip still cruising right along. Let's go ahead. Taking a look at those. BTB. Zooming in. We'll come back and analyze that one in a bit, but so far, I don't know. There's some new volume coming in. Is that going to be buying volume though? We got to wait and see. We got to be patient. One thing, let me check something here. Just taking a look at some other. Other trading ideas. There we go. All right. So nothing going on with some of my sneak peeks there for you guys. All right. So BTBT or BTB. Let's go ahead. Get some lines drawn on here. Horizontal. We have resistance at 188. 190. That high is at, where's that high at? 197. You're starting to see some new volume coming in. Check out Riot. Sure. Let's go ahead. We'll take a look at Riot here in a second. I want to see if it holds that 188 support. You know, at a lower dollar stock, this is definitely a riskier one. I would definitely preface this. If you're not comfortable trading low dollar stocks, by all means, use this as an educational standpoint. Let's go ahead here. Get that pulled up. All right, I'm doing it. Pulling the trigger at 191. Of course, as soon as I do, I don't like the way that looks, but we'll see if it fills. If it blows through, hey, that's fine. Not going to chase it. I'll see if we get filled. Doesn't look like we're getting filled on that one. Do I want to delete it? Ah, we did get filled at 191. All right. So BTB, we got filled at 191. Let's go. Would Amazon move with RIVN as they are stakeholders? So trade on F or Amazon? Alex, we can definitely take a look at that in a second. So with this one, we got into BTB. I'm going to go ahead and get my trade ticket ready. Just in case, I'm going to set a target. You know what? I want to see if it can break past that previous high. There we go. Not a bad trade on BTB. Let's break past that 195 level. We're going to break $2. A $2 breakout, especially at 191 on a $1 or just shy of $2 stock, would not be a bad run whatsoever. All right, so let's see. Let's keep an eye on this, folks. Putting in a limit. All right, showing some weakness. What are we going to see? Are we going to see it? Maybe somebody loading up. Let's keep an eye. 190. Come on, get back above 190. Pretty volatile here. This is what you get with low dollar stocks. You get a lot of volatility. Let's see. Is it gonna make a move? Let's see if I put in 192. Let's see if we can take advantage of that volatility. Eke out a small win. So let's go ahead. Riot is one. I'm keeping on my radar. I will take a look at that in just 1 second there for you, Ryan. We will definitely take a look at Riot. And then Ford and Amazon with the RIVN news. We will take a look at that as well. I'm waiting to see how this handles. It broke down below that support at 188. I want to see it take one more push higher, get back above that level of resistance or that support resistance zone, be on the right side of that trade. Come on, let's move higher. Man, trying to force some of these trades definitely makes for interesting content if you ask me. But then again, we're learning money management as well. So that's what we're waiting to see. Come on. Let's see some of that buying volume coming in. Join us in Tampa. Oh yeah. So also, if you guys haven't signed up for the Tampa 2-day event, you can click on the link. Joey has it posted there. Click on the link. You can sign up for the Tampa 2-day event as well. That is in the chat there. So make sure to take advantage of that. So waiting to see. I like seeing the green candles right now, but I need to see it really push higher. I've got the sell order at 192. That way we take a small gain, which, hey, I'm A-okay with. Let's see. Are we going to get back above there? It's really struggling to break that 189 level. Keeping an eye on it. All right. While we're waiting to see that, let's go ahead. Pull up Riot, R-I-O-T. Still trading at 189. I'm keeping an eye on the side. So Riot, yeah, Riot's been rocking and rolling. Riot gets benefit from the crypto space. So one of the other ones. So Riot, let's go take a look at the 6 month here. 189. Real quick, just jumping back to it. Still staying at that 189 level. I'd like to see that new buying pressure coming in and start to push it higher here. But overall, you have higher lows. Even with that sell-off, you still have a higher low here. Let's go ahead, draw that in. Get that set up. There we go. I like seeing that higher low. Waiting for that sell order to trigger. Nice. Yeah, you see the weakness there, but you do have higher lows being formed. That weakness still formed a higher low, and then you saw green buying pressure coming in right afterwards. However, it is weak, so we got to be careful with this one. So let's go take a look. Riot, 6 month, it was really moving sideways. You have a lot of big swings, higher and lower. You're trying to break through this level of resistance right here around 40.65. It tried yesterday, pulled back, closed around that midpoint. Trying again here today. I like what we're seeing. I like the attempt that it's making. Let me go ahead. Sell that or get rid of that. BTBT. There we go. Oh man, I didn't pull the trigger quick enough. All right. BTBT. We are out. Let's go ahead, pull up that trade. Trade history. BTBT. Why did it close? So this is what somebody was talking about yesterday, where on foreign stocks, Ally charges a $50 fee to trade those foreign stocks. That makes sense. That's why we had a winning trade, but we have those extra fees that come from Ally that I forgot to take into account. Gotta love that. Gotta love extra fees. All right, so I like this. I like the trade though. You had the push. You still have the higher lows. I like what we're seeing with that one. So at Riot though, going back to it. Sorry, Ryan, got sidetracked there. We're moving sideways right now. If you want to buy it right now, you have a line to stand. Where is that? 40.65. So you're about 60 cents off of that support line there. Therefore, that support could be your line in the sand. So you have a 60 cent downside, but if it continues to break out, or if this breakout does continue to move, then you have a nice gain baked in and you're off to the races. Then you use your normal stops from there. So Riot, I like the play. I think it's, definitely as you see more companies getting into the, talks about the metaverse, you get more exposure as Bitcoin, as cryptocurrencies become more and more mainstream, which over the course of the last 2 years, yes, they've been becoming more and more mainstream for the last 10 years, but they've definitely seen an accelerated pace over the last 2 years. So as that becomes more and more mainstream, Riot could definitely have a higher price. That definitely helps them, helps the their bottom line, and that makes their stock price go higher. So yeah, that's not a bad opportunity there. All right. The other one was talking about Ford and Amazon with the RIVN. Ford AMZN. For folks who don't know, so Cody. Cody's putting in for everybody. I can read it if he doesn't mind. For anybody who doesn't know, the Senseonics we talked about at the beginning of the stream today. Cody was one of the first U.S. patients to get the implant, and in my arms to gain FDA approval. Has advantages over Dexcom, other ones, and real-time blood sugar monitoring. So yes, that was where Cody was one of the first people I've heard talk about Senseonics, and that's where I originally found it from, and that's why I added it to my portfolio a long time ago from the first time he mentioned it, and it's been a phenomenal holding. So if anybody's not familiar with it, ask if Cody wants to, he can answer any questions about it. But Cody, actually, send me an email, and I have an idea I wanna run by you there if you'd be interested. So shoot me an email, patrickf@vectorvest.com, so that way we can get in contact. I wanna throw an idea by you, offline here. So, but that seeing you say that definitely brings that to attention. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Give me a moment. Got to pull up my other screen. There we go. Oh, really? So you've seen that. Okay, interesting. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at Ford, take a look at Amazon. So Ford, what we were talking about, we looked at this earlier. Ford, you had a nice run, but you're starting to see a little bit of weakness right now. Could be a temporary pullback, could be a longer term pullback. That's anybody's guess. We need to see what's going to occur from this point. If you've already been in Ford for quite some time, you have the 3 and the 8 still positive. Stochastics are still staying in overbought territory. So you have the uptrend still remains intact, but you are seeing some short-term weakness or some temporary weakness as of right now that you definitely want to be careful of. Amazon, I mean, what can you say about Amazon? Amazon has their hands in every single aspect of the American economy, from, their Amazon store to what they're going to be, to their AI, to their web services, literally everything. It's hard to bet against Amazon. Now, is the $3,500 price tag per share justifiable? Probably not. You're definitely paying a premium on what you're expecting to get in the long term on it. Is that a green line breakout? Let's see. Let's go back. So at Ford, let's go 1 year. So it gapped up. Let's zoom in. Gapped up to a 1 year high. Was that a 1 year high? Yeah, that was a 1 year high. Pulled back. Yeah, so that was technically a green line breakout. Typically, you like to see it well above that level, that all-time high previously. But yeah, that could classify as a green line breakout there. So yeah, Ford has that pattern that we like to see. All right, let's get out of here. Glad we got out when we did. This is why you always want to follow proper risk management. You see the sell-off, and we cut our loss at 9 rather than sitting around and praying and hoping of what's going to happen. Just thought for day trade RIVN at 78, set to open at 110. So Alex, is it coming out today? I saw news about it, but I haven't followed it quite yet. RIVN. So it's coming out today. All right. Interesting. Let's do this. RIVN. Set to open. 41 minutes ago. IPO proves General Motors undervalued. Okay. Let's see. Does it have an expected time to open? Sometimes they have an expected time. And if it's going to be within, let's say, what time is it? Almost 1. If it's going to be in the next 30 minutes or so, I don't mind sticking around. If you guys want to see me stick around to see this open, let me know. Press 1 in the chat. If you guys are having enough here today, press 2 in the chat. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm more than happy to stick around if it's going to open up soon. We can take a look at it as it opens up. All right, let's see. Oh, getting some ads there. Seeing some 1s. Please comment on the new IPO RIVN today. I like to wait for pullbacks a few weeks or a month, then buy it myself. Yeah. Get rid of ads. Hopefully there's no ads in the metaverse. Anybody agree? All right. So sounds good, Mark. All right. We'll keep an eye on this. Yeah. If it's going to be opening up soon, we've got it in the system already. It's set to open up at 120. Going to be interesting. Not sure what time it's going to open. So usually it's sometime between 11:30 or sometimes even 10:30 if they're really on target. But typically it's between 11:30 and about 1:30. Anytime if it goes into 2 o'clock, you only have 2 hours of trading. And a lot of people will pass on it. So it should be soon. We'll go for a little longer, see if this starts trading, and then we'll start to take a look at it. Yeah, we'll stick around for this one. All right, while we're doing that, Drip, whoo-wee, Drip's really being the portfolio saver for sure. You too, Joey. Thank you for that, Mark. Drip was a good call. You know, it was looking a little weak yesterday, but I'm glad we stuck around for it, and it's definitely keeping the portfolio on the right track right now. All right, so RIVN. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of digging on it. So we'll go back, pull up some articles. For anybody who's not familiar with it, RIVN is an American electric vehicle automaker, automotive technology company founded in 2009. Wow, I did not realize they've been around since 2009. That's interesting. RIVN is building an electric sport utility vehicle, SUV, pickup truck on a skateboard platform that can support future vehicles to be adopted by other companies. Interesting. That's why I thought trading is safer than trading RIVN directly. But the thing is, though, let's go do some digging. Looks pretty similar to a Hummer almost. A Hummer mixed with a FJ Cruiser, if you ask me. Maker, let's see, nearly 70 billion, offering at 78, but as we know, it's probably going to be trading higher than that right out the gate. Offering plunge. Chief CEO Elon Musk says he might sell some of his stock. We know that we've talked about. Let's see, including Amazon and Ford. You guys mentioned that earlier. We talked about that. What I want to know, what I'm looking for here is how they compare to Tesla, for example. You know, what is the battery life? What is the range that these have? Because that's really the main thing that's going to drive, drive the EV space forward is getting better range, making sure that they, can outrun or outlast a gas-powered equivalent, making sure that, they charge faster, those sorts of things. And that's what I'm looking to see here. Like other EV makers gone public this year, RIVN is reporting larger losses. In the first 6 months of the year, it had a net loss of $994 million, almost as much as all of 2020, when it lost $1 billion. So, all right, I don't like seeing that aspect of things. Jumping on board to a company that is losing money, especially if it opens above the IPO price, is going to be something we need to be cautious with. So, got to be careful with that. Let's see. Still not trading quite yet. Also, once again, let's see where we're at, where we stand. 47 likes. All right, we only got 47 likes here today. Let's see if we can get a like spike coming in. Let's get everybody, smash that like button. If you're here right now and you haven't already, smash that like button. Let's get this going. Let's get people in here. Let's get more people aware of this trading for charity, so that way we can have more donations go into the kids. Coming in, there we go. First trade right at that 1 o'clock time frame. Let's keep an eye on it. So let's go ahead. You know what? We'll do it. Ally next. I don't like the fact the company is losing money. This is not going to be a long-term trade. This is going to be a day trade. So I want to show that, I want to point that out right away. This will be a day trade if I get into it. Keeping an eye on it. Are we going to close above that point? Add order. RIVN. Watching it. How's it going to handle that opening candle? Is it going to break below the low of the opening candle? Because if that's the case, we know there's a 90% chance it fills that gap. As F has 12%. RIVN should be great. Yeah, agreed. Luxury vehicle. You know what? Why is it not letting us buy it? Or letting us buy it? Well, that's stinky. Apparently, Ally does not have any shares available already to trade on it. Let's go next. Let's try this one more time, just in case. Yeah, RIVN doesn't come up. They don't have any shares available. I liked earlier. I liked twice if I could. Appreciate that, Tater. So yeah, that's unfortunate to say the least. RIVN, unfortunately, I would like to try to trade it, but hey, Ally does not have the shares available to trade right now, so unfortunately, I will not be able to jump on board. But let's analyze it together here. Let's zoom in a little bit because obviously no trading activity is not going to really matter. Therefore, we don't want to look at that. Looking at it here, we have a high of 115 as a prudent measure. If you're going to, this is a speculative trade. Anytime you're trading a stock on the initial IPO, it's going to be considered a speculative trade. Simple as that. I think we can all agree upon that. So what we're looking for as a risk management standpoint, you have a low here of 106. You have a high here of 115. If it breaks past 115, that's waiting for confirmation of a higher high, which would be the more prudent approach. If you want to take a little bit more aggressive or speculative approach, you could jump on board now. And if it breaks past the 106, cut your line in the sand, or you get in early, and then if it breaks that 115, you have a little bit more room to go. So RIVN, no, looking pretty good, just moving sideways right now. We need to see how it's going to handle. One of the things as well, let's go ahead into the viewers real quick. Take a look at the industry, or actually sector viewer. And I want to point something out here. Granted, electric vehicle markets seem to be a lot different than the standard, car manufacturer that we're used to. But let's go auto and truck. Break down into industries. Auto and truck manufacturers. There we go. And let's see. Looking at, where's the average here? The average should be, not a watch list. Okay, so what we have here, priced at $50, 34 Tesla's $1,000, $20 for Ford, $115 for OSK, $60 for GM, $178 for Toyota, but the vast majority of them are below that $100 mark. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 companies out of 48 that have a price higher than $100. So at 113, you're definitely in the upper part of the range compared to your competition. That's something to be careful with. You definitely want to be, cautious about that there. So yes, most likely you are going to be paying a premium right now for RIVN. Is it a bad thing? Not necessarily, but if you like the company, maybe you're willing to take that extra risk. If you're looking for a trading opportunity, you'll probably want to be patient, wait to see how this develops and give it some more time really to develop, to get more consistency to make your decision off of, get more data to make a more informed decision off of. That's going to be the best advice I think we can give. All right. So with that, we've got that going, keeping an eye on that. Let's go back here. Almost 4% on Drip so far. Let's go take a look at Drip. Drip just coming off a new high at 471. Hey, that 453 buy price. I'll take that any day of the week. Okay, let's go see what else we have real fast. RIVN. We got a 106 floor at 109. That's not a bad point to look at. Let's go ahead, go to the orders. We'll try this one more time. So RIVN, we're going to buy, say, 10 shares. $110. Yeah, this is definitely a day trade for now. That's for sure. Trading on the hype. But then again, Ally still does not have any shares available to trade. So, rip the day trade on that one. All right, there we go. So we've got RIVN. You guys have an idea of what to expect, what to keep an eye on, what to look after. So with that, let's go ahead. We'll keep an eye on Drip. As always, any trades that we have in this portfolio, I will be trading them. I will be keeping an eye on the portfolios live or even after hours, after the stream. And then if I make any changes or I have any other trades, we'll report on them that next stream that we have. So today we're going to start winding it down a little bit. We're getting close to that 110 time frame. I'm about ready for some lunch. I don't know about you guys, but thank you all for hanging out here today. Thank you all for your continued support. I love having this here. You guys, this is the first week of Trading for Charity, and you guys have absolutely blown away the expectations I had. Over the course of the next few days, tell all your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Get them coming into the group. Have them become part of VV Nation. It doesn't cost them anything, and it supports a great cause, as you guys clearly understand at this point. So over the weekend, I have a mission for you guys. Tell at least 2 of your friends or 2 family members and see if you can get at least 50% of those people to come hang out and continue to grow this cause that we have going on here over the course of the next month. Because the more people we have, the more people that are becoming new members to the channel, the more money VectorVest gives towards the charity of your guys' choice. And as always, you guys, the charity is up to you. If you haven't already, head over to the community section, go vote where you want to see the donation go towards, whether it be Levine's Children's Hospital, Toys for Tots, or splitting it 50-50. That is up to you guys. We'll close the poll Tuesday before the stream, or we'll close it actually during the stream, and we'll go off the final results at that point. Also, as a side note, for anybody who enjoys these streams and you're tuning in for the very first time, tomorrow, Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we have the mobile coaching session. So make sure to come hang out with us for that one. Also at 2 p.m. Eastern, Glenn has Trending Thursdays, where he talks about what the hot topics are, what stocks are hot, what stocks are not, and all of that there. So make sure to hang out with Glenn as well for those. Any donations during that will not be going towards Trade for Charity, so just keep that in mind. All donations for Trading for Charity will be given, or any donations during these streams specifically are the ones that go towards the cause. So just want to make sure we're clear on that. MCRB went below 860. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look. MCRB, yeah, 861. That's why we follow our trade. We saw it break that support, closed out of it, closed out here instead of sitting through all this. This is why, Tanners, it's not always about having a winning trade, or it's not always about having a positive trade. It's about having a successful trade. We learn from that. We talk about proper money management, and therefore, that's what we want to take away from it. Not every trade is going to be successful. Anybody telling you that they have a 100% winning trade rate is absolutely full of it. I'll call them out right now. Nobody wins every single trade. Not even the systems, the AI algorithms out there have 100% winning trades. So we don't expect to win them all. Therefore, it's all about risk management, money management, proper money management skills. And that's what we're trying to teach you here today, or teach you throughout the rest of this event here. So thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Maybe not have had the winning trade here today. Markets have been kind of wishy-washy, been kind of forcing a little bit. Hopefully next week we get a better opportunity with that one. Appreciate that, Steve. Good luck on that one. If you're trading it, good luck on that one. Keep an eye on your chart. Plan your trade your plan. So on that note, it's been my pleasure being with you guys. Thank you once again for all your continued support. Don't forget, over the course of the next weekend, or the end of this week, going into the next weekend, tell all your friends, all your family, tell them just to come and hang out, tune in, learn how to trade the market, because it's something that I've been a big proponent for ever since I was a kid. My father taught me how to trade when I was 4 years old, and it's something that's not taught in schools that I feel like people need to pass this skill along, because especially with more jobs going into or being traded out for machines, you can make trading your own job. You can be your own boss and make your own hours. And if you know how to do it right, you can be highly successful with it. So that's what we're trying to do here, is help you guys all become highly successful and become financially independent through the use of the stock market. So on that, thank you once again, everybody, for all your continued support. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. I will see you all tomorrow for our mobile coaching sessions. And then I will see everybody else back on Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. for week 2 of our Trading for Charity event. Thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. Toodles.